Greetings to all of you out there and welcome to today's presentation, today's tutorial yet again on this fabulous Ketron event keyboard with the, oops, wrong direction, with the Pro2 package as you can see over there, right? So I was just going across some styles and I figured I'll share some more information with you out there, with our customers, and those of you who are still on the fence thinking about purchasing a Ketron product. The liveliness that these products have to offer to you comes second to none. So right there I was just working on one of those new Pro2 styles. This one is called Compa from the Caribbean islands. What is very unique about this style is not just the drums, okay? Which is similar to what you have with the zouk from the French Martinique, Guadeloupe, French Caribbean islands. But what is unique about this is the incorporation of the new live compa guitar. And that guitar has so much melody. Yes, the chords may sound basic and the chords may sound simple, but the rhythm and the pattern that's going on the guitar is what makes you want to move. Listen to this. That's in variation C. Let's switch over here so you can see what I'm doing real quick. Now let's go to variation B so you can listen to what I'm grooving here too. Here we go. Take out the lower. Bring in the bass. Drum fill and drums. Let's try variation A. Now, something I wanted to share with you. I'm going to go to full screen there so you can see what I'm talking about, okay? You listen to those strings back there, right? Now, those strings were not produced within the Pro2 package. Those strings are coming from your keyboard, right? Believe it or not. If you have an event keyboard, you already have that string arrangement. And this is thanks to the feature there called View and Modeling, where you can go into your chord, and you can pick any of the 5 MIDI chords, okay? And you either deal with the information that comes pre-programmed in the style, or when you touch it twice, you have banks that you can get access to other parts. So in this particular case, we went into the orchestral and we chose string 2. Then you mute the bass and the real guitar so you can hear just the chords. These are the MIDI chords now playing. I can go to string 1. You hear that difference? Go to page 2, string number 9. And if I bring in the other parts, now all these changes, because I have single over here, are impacting just that variation. I can now go to variation B and pick something else. Let me go in there, string 13, bring up that volume. Now, that is a particular pattern, right? I can change the instrumentation of that pattern. If I go to voice change, all right, and I touch that right now I can see what voice is being used by that. And I might want to say, you know what? Let's try something else. Digital string. Or I want to try the Baroque. Now this is just me using the style modeling feature, okay? Remember in A, I have something else. And in B, you can see the change on the screen, okay? again, what's so amazing about this is this guitar. Make it louder. And here we go with the fill and break. Lowers. I'm just having too much fun here with this stuff. I'm just having a lot of fun. But you see, you have a lot of content already within the regular standard event keyboard to be able to pull from, to be able to accent or bring more harmony or more music into your particular style in question. Now, I did mention in the last video that we're going to talk about some of the new features in 3.0. So one of them I want to talk about today is being able to quickly access the voice editor, right? So if you were in this screen here, oh, right here, I got my delay. All right, that's me getting carried away again as always. All right, let's see where we at. Oh, forgot to switch the cameras there. Anyway, we're talking about being able to edit the voice. So let's go back to the screen here. We can see what I'm doing. So one of the new features that have been introduced in OS 3.0 is the capability of being able to quickly access the voice editor. So if you're here, on your main screen, let's say you want to access the different parameters of the funky brass, or you want to change something about it. You just simply touch that and hold it down, and what it does is it will tell you the selection, and then it will take you to the voice editor instantly, right? So now I can see what are the different voices or the different elements that make up this particular voice called funky brass, and I can adjust for each of them the reverb amount. By the way, there's a little bit of there might be too much reverb in there. I'm going to bring this down to, let's say, about 15 or 16. Okay, and also I'd like to add some interesting things here. I'm going to go into my pan, and I like to pan a little bit here to the left and a little bit there to the right. I'm doing this just so you can see just the little things that you can do on your event to be able to tweak it to sound even better. On my effects right now, usually the default is compressor, but I like to skip over that, and for my case I like to work with some of the delays on here. And also I like to turn on the tap on such that the delay is in sync with whatever style I'm picking. So if the tempo of the style is 120, the delay's tempo is also going to be 120. If the tempo of the style is 102, then the delay is also going to be at 102. Now these are things that usually happen when you have a live band performing, but you have a live sound engineer. Believe it or not, it's part of the package, right? So as a drummer is playing, there might be a delay on the snare, for example, but that delay can't just be a random delay, right? It has to be a delay which is going to be in sync with the particular song that the band is singing at that time. Even the vocals also have a delay. So if you look at the mixer, for example, these digital mixers nowadays have processing power within them with built-in effects. And one button that's usually there is called a tap delay. So depending on the song that the band is playing, you will see the sound engineer tapping that to match that particular tempo. That's what we have on here in the Ketron event. So in a way, we have a live mixer inside the keyboard. That's why you spend $5,000+, because you have a lot of things in this keyboard that many of you haven't even been able to touch the surface of as of yet. But thanks to us and thanks to our tutorials, we are bringing this into your homes, into your offices, into wherever you are, so you can better understand the power of the Ketron event keyboard. So back to the screen right now. You do have, this is just page 1 of page 7, okay? And you can layer up to 3 main voices at any given time, right? And also technically a 4th one, which is voice 2, which is going to be this one over here. And you can see all the different parameters. So again, let's go back to what I did. I picked split octave is also a question. So this is on. You want this to be off if you want to ignore a split point when you have the pianist button off. But most of the time we want this to be on because you want this to move the lead voices up 1 octave whenever you when you engage the pianist button. Let me explain this to you. So usually when you have the pianist button, the whole keyboard is at your disposal as one main lead voice. But when you're playing with a style of the arranger, you have a split point, right? Which means that technically speaking, you're losing most of these keys to your split point. So what that does automatically in the machine is the octave that you should have used here in pianist mode now gets moved over here, right? So that way you still can access the lower voices. So pretty much your keyboard gets shifted up an octave. If you don't want that to happen, then you can turn this off, right? That's pretty much what that is. Now I'll go to page 2. I'm not going to explain everything in the voice editor. There's going to be another video for that. I can set the range of my voices. So the first voice, I can say I want that voice to be heard if I touch this, for example, from this key to this one. And the second voice, I want that to be heard from this key to that. So when I play these lower notes, I'm going to hear that first instrument. And when I play these, I'm going to hear the second instrument. But for the case of my demonstration, I don't want that. So I'm going to bring this back to the beginning. So that way I can hear this across the entire keyboard. And take that all the way to the top. And take that all the way to the top and just cancel it, okay? So I can also decide to use velocity. Now, what is velocity? How hard do you play, right? So I might want this first voice to be heard when I'm playing very, very, very soft. So I'm going to pick a value, let's say 1 to 50, and I'm going to start this other one at 51, okay? So I want this one to start off when I play a little bit harder. So if I play soft, I hear that funky brass, and when I play hard, I hear the other instrument, right? But then again, for the sake of this particular sound, I may not want that. I want them to be heard all equally across the various ranges. So I'm going to put everything at 1 and 127. So no matter how soft or how hard I play, no matter how soft or how hard I play, I'm going to hear both instruments as well, okay? And of course, you can also set the slope as well too. All right, in page 3, we're getting into more and more detail. I know I wasn't going to pitch in here, but you can see all the different parameters that you can set for this. For an example, when you press the harmony button, do you want the first voice to be harmonized, or do you want the second one? And depending on which one you pick, you can see the different parameters that are going to be applied to that particular voice over there, okay? And of course here, the wah-wah pedal. If I plug in a sustain pedal, I can use that as a wah pedal as well. Do I want that to apply to just the first voice or the second voice? I can go ahead and make my selection over there as well, okay? Now you see the morph here. If I have this set to the rotor wheel, okay? I might want this to be the first voice. Now, if you look at the modulation wheel on this side over here, I can program this such that when I lower this wheel, I hear the first voice. And as I gradually increase the wheel, it's going to morph into this, which will now be my second voice. So if I'm in the middle, I'm going to hear both of them. I'm going to go from here, and I'm going to gradually morph into the second voice. So these are little tricks and little features. Of course, if you get the Pro Pack 2, these have all been done for you in the different voicing as well too. Some people don't really have the time nor understand the details about all of these different parameters, and so that has been done for you in most of the voices. That's why those voices are very, very rich and very, very easy to play with the articulation and everything else that comes with it, okay? So I just wanted to take a few minutes today to just share with you some of these very interesting features that you actually do have at your fingertip. Again, based on some of the videos and some of the demonstrations that I'm seeing out there, one of the most underrated functionality of the Ketron event, and this is also available on the SD9, just so you know, is the modeling feature. Being able to grasp from a table of, say, orchestral voices or trumpets or guitars or pianos, and being able to instantly insert or use that in your style parts. Okay, I have many pianos here. I can select from different groups, for example, and it all depends on which of the chords you want to assign that to, right? So I just did a demonstration, but you can see how instantly this has brought some life to my style. Okay, so let me try and do something really interesting here. You see, you can get carried away in all of this stuff, right? So again, I'll leave you all with that. I just want to just say hi to all of you out there today. We are listening, we are watching, and there are so many features to learn about the Ketron event. So we're going to devote a lot of time to coming out with such tutorials. Number one, talking about the package, but more importantly, those of you that already have event products, how to use them, how to get the best out of those event products, and how to be able to perform and actually wow your audience on the Ketron events. Till the next video, ciao. This is AJ at Ketron.